Thank you. So about the meetings, well, the stop interrupting me, mate. So basically, we wanted to organize the show a bit better, so pretty much everybody knows what's going on. And yeah, we've been talking in Skype chat since pretty much 1.5 years, and a lot of people mentioned that stuff gets drowned out, especially in the announcement chat. So if we discuss something, the only place we can do is pretty much Reddit, because it doesn't get drowned out that quickly. But the problem is Reddit is completely like open for the public. So yeah, that's why we do meetings and also something else further down. Um, how often we said at least like once a month. Probably every first Sunday or Saturday, depending on like when the Australians have time, because they are.
It's
Oh,
actually Monday.
yeah, for him it's Monday morning.
I mean, it depends on Toby, but
Yeah, pretty much. How often, like how many topics we have, but we said at least once a month. Then the important. Let me. Oh yeah, civilized. We kind of achieved it right now, so yay. Um, and yeah, you can read them yourself. Basically, the second point is the upcoming map reset. We mentioned that we will reset soon. The current plans are that we will release with 1.8, and Mojang just, or they announced a few days ago that they will probably release the final release on the 2nd of September. And since we will release on the first Saturday, so as many people as possible have time, we'll probably reset on the 6th of September. We thought about some twists for the new season. Of course, we're always open for suggestions. So, yeah, this word. And basically, we we um we collected a few. First of all, the world builder like Minecraft. That is kinda our current plan, but we'll modify it a bit. Then we also thought about like a moving world border, but that's see you, Puck. Moving world border is, well, we talked about it briefly, but it's not really an option since once you log out and log in for a long period of time, you will probably die. Also, what we thought about is different or modified terrain generation, because when you generate a map right now, it's pretty much always the same thing. A plains look always like a plains, and we just wanted to have it a bit more random, similar to the beta generation. So we'll probably figure something out with the, like in the new versions of Minecraft, you can modify the terrain generation pretty much like you want. And we will just try to find some more randomness in it. We also thought about some theme-inspired towns, but we will cover that later. And also blocking the end dimension for the first few months. That was a point that TMG brought up, since basically the end makes it really easy, especially at the beginning with all the XP. Basically, you go in the end for like 5 minutes and are in full diamond gear enchanted with like protection 4. It's just not that fun anymore, especially with the new enchanting system. So we thought about blocking it, and also UHC mode. So that's a few ideas we collected, and the current idea is to have a 1000 by 1000 world border for about first 2 months, and then increase the world border by about 250 blocks every single month. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depends on how we like it. Also, our plan was to be careful that the Nether doesn't have a fortress within the 1000 by 1000, so we don't make it too easy with like potions and stuff, because we will probably have like a UHC mode enabled, and only have a single regeneration beacon at spawn once we have the resources for that. And basically, if we kind of wanna keep the single beacon at spawn, so we thought about some methods how we can prevent that. And if like worst comes to worst, we will just have like a command block that removes beacons. Also, another idea was to have no plots at spawn, because plots just make it. It's just. Yeah, we all hate plots. And we also wanted a different spawn biome, because plains are kind of boring. Like, we pretty much always started in plains or plain similar biomes. So Killer suggested the dark oak forest. I personally would like the birch flower forest, and we can also like go for normal forest or whatever. We can. I don't know. Should we vote on that right now with like a straw poll, or?
No. Also, wait till we get to.
We should discuss it at least first before voting.
Yep.
I mean, we should have some other options for
Let's
biomes.
let's just wait till we get
Everyone
to
needs to.
Yeah, like if you have any suggestions, just talk.
I wanted to talk about the UHC mode. If we are going to do the border and also have UHC mode enabled, depending on how many people we have that are active at the beginning, all the gold is going to get mined out, and it's just going to become really tedious.
Well, the same problem was with Minecraft when they had the 500 by 500 world border, and they're like 26 people, and they didn't really had any problems with the resources. And 1000 by 1000 is so much bigger than the 500 by 500.
UHC mode.
Yeah, that's what Max is saying. Like all the gold is going to get mined out, so no one will be able
And yeah,
to...
while we could go to the Nether and make a farm, it's going to be a lot more difficult, and
Killer?
I don't think it's going to be as much fun for everybody.
Wait, hold on.
I
Guys.
think
Can
we should
can I
just
speak
drop
for
the
a second?
UHC.
All right. So the reason behind the UHC mode is the fact most of the ideas that we've come across here is to add an element of difficulty to the game. Now, where people are saying that we'll run out of gold, I understand that your thoughts are that, but okay. Put in this fact: Minecraft are in a 500 by 500. They still have plenty of resources. We're double that size. Yes, we're going to be in UHC mode, but the difference is that we're going to have a bigger Nether, and we're going to have a fortress just outside that border range. So you're thinking about it, in about a month or two after the map has started, we're going to have a fortress. So it means that we're going to have potions. And so when you think about it, do you really think that we could deplete an 1000 by 1000 area of all its resources in 2 months?
Nope.
See,
What I think is that I want to keep UHC to UHC that we have every so often. And if we have UHC mode on the server, like I know I won't be as inclined to play UHC when it comes about.
Well, I'm also objecting to the idea that you're going to remove beacons and prevent people from being able to get potions if they don't want to play with those restrictions, because you can create those restrictions. You can make that decision for yourself. I'm not going to play with potions, but you're saying that other people who want potions can't play with them now or can't build beacons. I don't think that's necessarily fair.
Well no, the potions are there like not as the start sort of thing, just to add a sort of difficulty. Like when you think about it, the potions will be available within the first month or two, and don't forget potions are available through witches, which will be able to get through farming them, or villagers. The same thing works in that way. As for the beacons, there's one sole reason for the thought of restricting the beacons. It's something that we don't really want to enforce, but it's something because the big issue that you have to think about with this past season, and probably the first season, even though I wasn't really around too much for that, is inactivity and community. Like as you realize, like as we all know, by the end of it, we all split off. We all went on and did our own things. Like I'm as guilty as everyone else as that. I went and built on a private island and went built in the middle of an ocean. So the way we see it is that we're trying to make some ideas to keep everyone together, keep the community close, and we'll talk on that a bit later with community build and stuff like that. But the idea with the beacon is the fact that if you have something so crucial like health, and everyone can go to that one area, if you keep it in spawn, if it makes their feel that there's still a community around. And then if you have the spawn, like we'll talk about this a bit later, but if you have the spawn mainly community builds, then it can help just build a better community around spawn. That's why we're thinking about the one beacon, so it kind of is like an attraction, so to say.
I'd like to add something in. If you're worried about keeping people in because you want an attraction, you could make it so the further you go out, the less max health you have.
The less max health. So basically, remove health the further you go out.
Yeah.
Or something else that could keep people in spawn is maybe, I know this isn't like a big thing for some people, but for other people it is a big thing. You could have all the enchantments staying in one place, and having that be the only place they can be is in spawn.
The thing is, though, restricting those sort of things like health and enchantments, they're much harder to restrict than a simple beacon.
Well, no, not really. We can remove max health the further you go out. It's harder, but we can easily do it.
For the beacon, is it going to be right when we start server we have it, or is it going to be when the fortress comes in and we can actually farm blood skulls to have like an event and then finally have a beacon like that?
Yeah, like when the fortress comes into play, you can make your own beacon. Like that's how we can do it.
Okay, so we don't have the beacon immediately, like right when we start server.
That's what I just thought about. It's actually pretty stupid since we said we have like a beacon at spawn from right at the beginning, but we don't have access to the ways to get the beacon. So yeah, that's like an error in the thought. How do we do that?
Well, I don't know. Again, like if everyone's forward for the restriction, although by the sounds of it, people aren't. Like the way you could do it is that, like when we eventually unlock the fortress, first with a fight we all do together, but then that one beacon goes to spawn, and then people have access to potions instead of having access to beacons, I guess, and then we only have one beacon at spawn.
Yeah,
I guess that's how you could do it, I guess.
I think we should have accessibility to more than one beacon.
Yeah.
My suggestion was actually to make like a spawn grid or so of beacons. So like every beacon that's going to be added is going to be added to the grid. So we can have like maybe like a 3x3 or a 5x5 of beacons where we can build around it.
So are we putting it to a vote? So are we going to put it to a vote, or have we come to a consensus?
No clue. Another thought we had to basically keep people at spawn, like keep them active, was to have like community builds at spawn, and also every build at spawn should have like a purpose, because right now basically everybody had their single plots and built their houses just to basically have a house. Most people never used it, and most people just had it to have a house at spawn. So with the thought of like having like a building having a purpose, I think people would come way more often to spawn and actually would stay at spawn.
I think we need to find out what we actually want at spawn, have like a projects board for people to work on, and just to make sure that there isn't like clashing of plots or anything, no one gets mad.
Well, we don't want to use plots.
Basically, not plots, but like just to make sure everyone, like, someone doesn't go over like where someone else wants to build, just to lay, you know.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like I have a guess, like in that case, like when you're thinking of doing build at spawn, if it's going to be a community build, just have a quick scout out of the area, and then post maybe something in the chat or something about coordinates, and just be wary, I guess, of size and overlapping sizes, I guess.
Just so
the best way.
Real quickly, my idea of less health you get out, there's a straw poll to go vote.
Still be Nembrus, basically.
Where was that straw poll?
In the chat.
Yeah,
in TeamSpeak.
Chat.
Yeah, something that could work for community builds is we have like you have to have somebody co-sign on a build in spawn before you start building it. Something like that.
But that's starting to sound like plots, and we don't really want plots.
Not necessarily. It's basically like saying that somebody else is in on this build.
Well, I mean,
so it's not just one person after it.
If someone wants to build in the spot, they can mark it off by building a cobblestone wall around it or something, and then a sign that says "I plan to build here in the future."
I just dislike that we're restricting other people's playstyles because other people are getting themselves burnt out.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Like I will play, like pretty much under anything, but
So
I
basically,
know a lot of people are just gonna travel out and build on their own, and that's
yeah,
not really
that's
what this is
the
about.
That's
problem.
the point of the border.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
try
Point
to
of
I
the
keep
know.
border
people.
to keep people close.
It's not like we want to force people to stay together. That's why we choose 1,000 by 1,000. So you still
Is-
have plenty of space to do your own thing, but we don't want
Yeah.
like people wandering off like 2,500 blocks right at the beginning to search a mushroom island and just build there. Like we kind of want to keep the community together with the world border.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like the way with the world border, like the point for the 1,000 by 1,000 is, as Adrian said, like it's to keep people close, to stop people from wandering off. But it's also like if you're worried about if it's too small or something, like 1,000 by 1,000 is the exact size of an Xbox 360 world, so it's decent size for the numbers that we have here. But also with the fact of like if we didn't have the world border and all that sort of stuff, like the big issue we've had as well is the fact that a lot of people that are voting for the reset, a lot are voting because they want to reset because they're bored of the map and of the current map, and the idea is to keep the map interesting as we progress through the months of the age of the map. So the idea is, to have the world border so that it continuously expands. So then the point that you get new land, you get new adventure, you get new ideas. The idea with the UHC is, you have something at the start. Then UHC, like we haven't said it, but it isn't permanent. It's only going to be for a while. It's not like
Yeah, it's not the whole season.
UHC is going to be around for the whole time. It's something that's going to be around for maybe the first couple of months of the server.
That's something I have a problem with though. Like I wouldn't want to play on UHC mode for just a couple months. I'd either want to not have it at all or have it forever.
Well, even more,
Yeah.
you're maximizing
Yeah, see,
the damage of that.
that's the same with me. Like for me personally, I want to keep the whole map old. Not old, sorry. Hard. Like I like the idea of an added difficulty to the game, but the difference is that you need to you kind of need to have a way where you can't disadvantage everyone. So you have a point where some people are disadvantaged, but then some people are advantaged, and vice versa. So you had a whole season of UHC mode, then the people that are against UHC mode aren't going to play. If you have a season where you say, okay, we're going to have UHC mode for a certain amount of time, then after that time, then the people that aren't too keen on UHC mode actually can decide if they want to still play, and they could still play on UHC mode if they want and actually give it a go. But it's the whole point that you need to keep it fresh, and like by changing it up, and that's why we've mentioned about disabling the end. I believe that got I know too many people have talked about it, so I'm going to bring that up again. The idea of disabling the end is to once again bring the community back together, because the one thing you find is that after you reset a server, after you have a community, people kind of fizzle away, fade away, and people are either inactive or either busy in life, or whatever reason it is. The idea with the end is the fact that disabling it, one, adds a bit of difficulty to the game, and two, when we disable UHC mode, we reactivate the end, and then we do a big event of killing the dragon, the wither, and all that stuff that we did last season. And that's an idea of doing a big community event that brings everyone back together. And then, if someone that's been inactive for a certain amount of time comes back and does an event like that, then they could either find the respark that they like to play Minecraft again and play on the server. That's the idea that we have.
I'm gonna be honest with you, if you disable the end, me and Skyliner won't play. Well, maybe Skyliner won't, but we were planning on building in the end in the first place. That was gonna be our whole new design for the new server. So.
Well, it's not like we're gonna disable it. We basically, the idea was, well, Killer mentioned it below, the strongholds. He asked about strongholds in the 1,000 by 1,000. I think that's Minecraft does it by default that there are like 3 strongholds, and there are with like one is at least with the 1,000 by 1,000. So basically, blocking the ends, it's more about the Nether, since we try to don't have a fortress within the 1,000 by 1,000. So the end is not really blocked, but it's just not available to you yet. And the idea was basically to have the world border at 1,000 by 1,000 for like 1 or 2 months. We can discuss that in the upcoming meetings, whenever people don't want anymore, and then we can increase it, and then fortresses get accessible. So basically, it's not like it's gonna be blocked forever. It's probably just gonna block for like 1 or 2 months.
If you want to keep people from going out too far, too. You could just say, past this point, every like week or month or something, the terrain's gonna be reset. And
Wait,
that'll keep
every,
going.
every
And
week or month the terrain gonna be reset?
like from a certain point outwards.
What do you mean? Like a whole new map every week or what?
No, like let's just say, 1,000 by 1,000 area will never be like reset, but then past that, it's reverted back to the original seed.
People could farm diamonds in that way.
Yeah, people could like mine diamonds, then the map would reset, then they could mine the same diamonds again.
Is it really our place to
I
decide
don't
how people play their game?
It would change based on the update.
I don't exactly understand what you're trying to say. You basically want to reset the terrain, not our player inventories or so, just the terrain
Like-
every few weeks or what?
Like for instance, if I go to, let's say, X 5,000 and I put down a stone block, within like a week or a month or something, that terrain's gonna be reset, and that stone block isn't gonna be there.
Why not, instead of resetting it to the same seed, you reset it to a new seed, so there's new terrain
You're
always,
gonna get those ugly
but it's
borders.
within, it's very close to you.
But you could basically just write down the coordinates and have basically infinite diamond or iron
No,
ore or what.
like Fruit just said, you just change the seed.
And then we have
Yeah,
like
yes.
world borders, like actual like cuts in the world.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Why
I
are
just
we
said, but-
limiting people though?
But I
I
mean,
don't
I guess-
understand why we need to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep people from going out too far.
Well,
I
that's
think
Yeah,
the
'cause
best
the
idea
world
is
border.
How
the,
would
with
it-
the world border.
But once the water border gets that far,
I mean,
Well, that's the
1,000
thing,
by
though.
I
1,000
think-
is massive. Think about it. Like 500 by 500 for 26 minecrackers is plenty. 1,000 by 1,000 is 4 times the size. It's massive. It's not like it's a tiny map or so. If you want to wander off, you can still do your own thing. But we just don't want people to like wander off at 2,000 or like 5,000 blocks out to a mushroom island right at the beginning and never go back to spawn again. That's the whole point. Like 1,000 by 1,000 is plenty to do your own thing.
And like literally like over a period of time, like we haven't really discussed over a period of time, it could be maybe a max of 6 months. Like it could be to the point where the border could reach its maximum size. So like with the world border, like there is a hidden line in there where it's kind of saying like we don't want, because like when you look at past season, we have some like when you look at the map, we have some generation out to 15,000 blocks. And if we try and keep it to like 10,000 by 10,000, how we tried to last season, but obviously people it went out. Eventually when the border gets to its marker, then we've got plenty of land to play with. And
Yeah.
it's not like we're going to be restricted for the entire, because the plan is that we're trying to make this map last. We do not want to be here this time next year saying we want to do another reset. We want the map to last, as a map should. It should last up to 1.5 to 2 years. Where how this past season's just over a year old. So like the idea is to have like a progressive line of new things and new features that will make the game interesting. And with the world border, it's a good example because since it progresses outwards, it unlocks new land, it unlocks new materials for everyone. It's more about the discussion probably of how fast it grows, I reckon.
Ultimately, those who want to be part of a community will consciously try to be part of the community, and those who don't want to will drift away. I think otherwise they're just making arbitrary restrictions. I think it's more on an individual level. Do I consciously want to take part in the community and I want to build near people and make collaborative works with other people? I don't think these arbitrary rules will change anything.
Yeah, I can completely understand that, but the point is still like wandering off like 1,000 by 1,000 is enough area to build your own thing. It's not like we keep you in a
if
prison
you're
or
playing
so.
on a server, then you shouldn't want to go out to 7,000 blocks and build your own thing. And
Yeah, it's not
rarely
like
ever
it's a
see
prison.
somebody.
No, I'm not talking about the world border as much as the other things, and the potions and the
Well,
Like,
we
you
try to
think
keep
about
it
those
interesting.
things.
Like,
Yeah, but
it's only
you
going to be
can
missing
choose
for the
how you
first
smell.
month, though. when you think about it, like in the first month, like you're planning, like if you have potions and everything, by the end of the first month, you've beaten the game, you've got everything. You know, it's about changing it so you don't have like, you know, completely beefed out gear and completely indestructible within the first 4 weeks. You know, it's about expanding that time limit by just a tiny bit of a fraction, just so it adds a tiny bit of a difficulty to the game and maybe a bit more enjoyable, as in exploration wise.
We are playing multiplayer, and the purpose of multiplayer is to play with other people. If you want to have all these free limits and nothing limiting you to doing anything, then you can just play in single player or start a LAN world, or not a LAN world, but start up your own server or something. But with the JSNL fan server, we want to do things with other people and keep it to a multiplayer server.
And I get what you're saying there, and like the great thing about like the UHC mode, like I can without doubt say the most popular game that we all play as a community is the good old Abercaving. Like we all love that game, don't we? And like the way I see it is that Abercaving will become such an interesting game, especially when UHC mode's on, but not only when gold is so important, it becomes like you'll have more abbas because people become more desperate, people want more materials, and as the world border is expanding, people want to get more of it. So like when it comes to the UHC and that being helpful towards like collaborative base in the ABBA ways, it would be very helpful.
Like, do you get actually what we are trying to say? It's not like we force you in a prison or anything. It's just that we want to keep the community together at least the first few months and keep things interesting for us.
Yeah, but I didn't ever say I didn't want to be part of the community or any of that, and I think that's a great idea. The border is a fantastic idea. I'm just afraid that these aren't really going to achieve the goal. I think that if people are going to drift the community, they will regardless of our restrictions. And I don't know if...
The thing is, though, you've got about 15, 16 people in this chat who want to be a part of the community. You know, like, everyone that's turned up to this meeting at least show that they actually want to be a part of that community. And so it's more about, okay, we might have a few people missing out. Like, what have we got? Like, 16 people in this chat? Overall, we've got probably around 24, maybe 25 people overall that probably will be active. So when you think about it, we're the same size as Minecraft in that case. And, you know, like, I think we're going to have a pretty active server. Like, the fact that everyone, like... The turnout for this meeting actually is more than I thought it would be, and I think when you're saying that, oh man, I'm drifting off. But the point is that, you know, we're gonna have a good community, and you know, we just need to kind of decide on if this is what we want, I guess.
Maybe if we want to keep everything fresh, then every month we could kind of add something or change something to the server.
Yeah, I mean that's
what would that be?
I don't like, for instance, you know, we have UHC mode, and then, you know, I don't really know of anything else I can think of right at the top of my head at the moment, but
I think we should vote on the world border right now, because at this rate we're not going to get through any of it. So I think most of us agree about the world border. We're just
we cut off here for me.
Yeah,
you cut off, Max.
Yeah.
Well, that's the vote for the world border. We're just going to vote on this because at this rate, we're not going to get through any of the topics.
Yeah. Because we've already been here for about 30 minutes talking about this, and we haven't really got through anything.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have really something against like any of the concepts, we have like a meeting, hopefully every month, and if it really is big problems with it, you can bring it up anytime, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, like back to the UHC mode, like what we could do is that we could do UHC for the first month, and by the next meeting, if like no one wants it anymore, then we get rid of it. You know, that sort of thing. You know, like it's the same thing. Like, yeah, like we could try the UHC for like a month or so. Then if everyone wants it gone, then get rid of it. You know,
I would say keep the voting at like 70 to 80% of. Like, if 70-80% of people say yes, then we keep it, or if they say no, then we don't keep it. But I don't think we have to go with the majority.
Yeah,
high majority. Because if like 40-45% of people say they don't want it, that's a minority, but it's a pretty big minority.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
Alright, so did everyone vote?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Should we vote for UHC mode now?
Well, at least one person said world border, no to the world border. So,
Who
why?
was that?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Where do I vote?
It's in if you press meeting right beside. It's on the bottom of the TeamSpeak. It's the chat.
And by
Max
the way,
posted the straw
the
poll.
1000 by 1000 is also
okay.
not set. Like, if we realize after a short amount of time that's not it, like we need 1500 by 1500, we are able to change that, because if you would now make like a 2000 by 2000, we realize, wait, that's way too big. We can't redo it, like make it smaller again. Or we could, but I guess people would lose stuff and shit like that. So we rather make it a bit smaller and then can expand it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk
for
about.
UHC
Sorry.
mode. And same for UHC mode, because if we like say, okay, we don't want a UHC mode for the beginning, and then we get and we don't want and we want the fortress from the beginning on, we get like the beacons, and everyone is going to be like super
Zeroed.
super OP and super it's going to have like all the stuff, and then we decide, okay, let's make a UHC mode now. There's no point to do that, because there's not going to be much of a difference. So the idea is, let's make it from the beginning on harder, and we can change stuff up way better than when we do it the other way around.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we have problems, we can pretty much always talk about it. And if more and more people don't like the idea, we can always change it. It's not like it's set in stone, and we cannot do anything about it.
I think that wraps up kind of number 2 there.
So to
For
the
the most
two
part.
people that said no to the world border,
Oh, yeah,
if you don't mind me asking, why
4
did
people.
you vote no?
4 people.
Oh, 4 people.
Well, the
But
other
some of them
people
aren't in
could have
here.
been from the announcements.
Yeah, some of them aren't in here, so
Yeah, because we have there are 17 votes in it, and
yeah, there's
wait, no,
15 people
it's
here.
19 votes. I can math.
Well, yeah, if you said no and you're in here, please tell us why.
Is there no one in
No.
here that said no?
If not, we will move on.
Well, that one vote was
Yeah.
there before. Alright.
Okay, let's move on. then.
Yeah,
Alright.
I
Well,
hit
before
that.
we move on,
Yeah,
No,
you
by
said no.
mistake. It was a
do we set
mistake.
up a straw poll
I
for
didn't know.
UHC?
I didn't like the 1,000 by 1,000.
Well, we
Can
well, that
Olympics
can be
please talk
changed.
about
That-
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think 1,000 by 1,000's a bit big.
You gotta
like-
remember, while we do have probably 25 active people in the first month,
Like-
we're gonna have a lot more active people than that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but like
Well-
with the Minecrackers, they have about the same amount of people as us, and theirs is a lot smaller. What I think we should do is like start it off at like
Yeah, they don't have
Seven-
the same number of active people though either.
yeah,
Okay,
but like
I-
750 by 750, and then
Yeah.
like expand it gradually.
Like I can see where your worry is, and like originally when like me, Adrian, Killer, and like Rule, like when we all discussed this originally, like what to talk in the meeting and that, and when this came up originally, we were like, okay, let's do a world border, and we were kind of thinking of a smaller area. But then this is where the world border compensates UHC mode. That's why we've given that extra space, because people need that extra resources for the gold. So say if we did a UHC mode plus the world border in a 500 by 500, that's half your resources cut. And as much as like you have the world border, if you have
Quarter, Mary,
like
Marv.
yeah, quarter,
It's
not
prayer.
half. Yeah. But yeah, you know, like if you took that materials away in UHC mode, then it's going to make UHC mode even harder. So it's a way of balancing it back out. So the fact that if you don't have potions at the start, you'd at least have the mining materials.
Okay.
But
Alright,
that's the reason why for the size of the border.
Before we vote for the UHC mode, I want to discuss like what about the beacon pit, because that's the one thing that's confusing me. Are we gonna have it at the start? Are we not gonna have it? Are we gonna wait until the
Yeah.
fortress is in? Something like that.
I personally I don't know that either. My suggestion would be like
think-
having the potions. Well, damn, we don't have potions at the beginning.
I say no beacon until we are able to get a beacon.
Yeah, the problem is we
Yeah,
don't get potions either.
But we can get potions when the Nether Fortress comes into.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the-
potions
Yeah, within
from the
and
witches.
that'll be in the first month, and again, witches drop potions, and you can easily farm that.
yeah, the problem is we don't have any way to regenerate health within the first month. No potions, no
Except for
beacon.
the golden apples.
We have golden
Well,
apples.
Right.
Yeah, you have golden apples.
There was something. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like what we can do about
Agent
the,
Derp.
the
Yeah.
beacon is we don't have a beacon until the fortress is unlocked, and then when the fortress is unlocked, we'll do like a community event fighting the first wither. We'll place a beacon at spawn, all that sort of stuff. And then maybe in the next group meeting we can decide if we want to have more than one beacon, or if we decide if we want that to be the only beacon. Maybe I think we just decide on the beacon stuff until it needs to be decided.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so vote on UHC now.
Where?
Or
Where?
someone.
Where?
I was just
someone-
gonna yell if we.
Let's
Everyone
just,
yell yes if you.
let's just
want
say
the
Say
UHC
aye
mode.
or nay.
Okay, wait. We're gonna do this. If
Wait,
someone is
wait.
against it,
Everyone
guys,
go down the
if
list
someone is
alphabetically.
against it, please say it now.
I'd say resolution passes.
Yeah. Okay, we passed this. So
Content.
basically,
The
what we
term is
came
motion carry.
what we came up with is that that UHC mode is on. If we don't have any potions and beacon within the first month, then we're gonna fight the first wither after we went to the nether fortress. Then we place the beacon at spawn, and at like the second month we expand the world border even more. Something like that.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
So, we
Uh,
on to number 3 then.
Let's make a straw poll just in case and put it into the chat.
And then say message Adrian for your reasoning.
Is someone making it?
Not me.
Can we delegate that to someone?
I'll make
Alright,
it.
I
can we
don't.
delegate
Yeah,
that
I'm
making
to
it.
straw polls to certain
Guys, just before we move on to 3, Park, did you want to talk about your 2.5?
Park left.
Oh, the
Oh.
Park low, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can still talk about it because Killer had similar idea.
Yeah.
Basically, on the biome,
Well-
we should still decide on the biome.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Dark Forest idea.
Yeah, the dark. It
Yeah,
sounds
I
good.
like the Dark Forest a lot.
Like if we can find like kind of like 2 dark forests and like a small
Mhm.
plains in between, that might work actually.
Especially a mesa is also kind of needed.
I vote ocean.
Yeah.
Like we should have like all possible
Funny enough,
biomes.
I've been doing a lot of seed crunching this weekend, trying to find a seed for us. And the 2 things that are really frustrating is that with the new underwater temple, they spawn in way too much than they should.
Yeah.
Every world, especially trying to find a 1000 by 1000 area without a underwater temple. I found a few seeds, but it took me a while to find them. They were a bit frustrating. But yeah, like I agree. Like we should find a good seed with like
How
a
about
good
a,
starting point.
How about a mesa?
Starting as a mesa.
Why not?
I don't really
No.
like mesas.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I posted a straw poll in the announcements, and it looks a lot more divided.
Yeah, so far it's 1 out of 3 people, and that's a lot of people.
Well, is someone in here that is against it?
I am.
You are.
I
Okay.
just don't really like UHC mode, but it's just personal preference, really. I can't really think of a reason why we shouldn't do it. I just don't like.
Well, we'll
UHC
see. We'll
mode
see how
vanilla.
it pans out.
Well-
Because if you're like a small minority, then we're just gonna ignore you.
No. We
No,
basically,
Just ignore me.
as mentioned before, if there are topics that we need to talk about, we can do the meetings more frequently, like in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
again
but I
or
mean,
so.
if we get like 25 people saying yes and 3 saying no, then it
Yeah, so
shouldn't even
I'd say we give it a
brought
shot
up
at
too much.
least.
Yeah. And remember, it won't be there permanently.
Yeah. I'm not exactly for UHC mode, but I'm not against it either.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Again, it's
It's not the
temporary.
best thing to do, but yeah, if we want to discuss, if we want to have it on for the beginning and then discuss it later, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because like these meetings are going to be happening at least once a month. So
Yeah.
We should probably have one again before we reset at some point, maybe next week. A small one.
yeah, maybe that could work. We'll, like, have a
Um,
brief discussion of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, then to the other points, Killer asked for a rule book or a wall with rules, like in a town hall or at spawn. And well, I don't have anything against that.
What are the rules we're
I
adding?
don't really
For
like
example-
that because like I think most of the rules don't really need or just go without
Well,
saying.
basically with the what we just decided on the UHC mode, no beacons, stuff like that.
Well, the UHC mode isn't a rule; it's a game feature.
A single beacon in spawn, for example.
Well, the book could be more of not necessarily a rule, but a description of what's exactly happening on the server.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
good idea. Good idea.
I get the idea of the rules as well because there's some that we need to we want to get newer people on the server as well, and the plan is that we're going to hopefully get Jeff to do another competition. So a rule book maybe at the town hall might not be too bad for the newer members that join.
It's not generally just a rule book, it's rather like a guideline and the ideas we have and like how we plan stuff and where you can find specific things like and where you build like your houses, where you are not allowed to build your houses and stuff like that. Just it's not like just rules, rather like a general thing and how this season is
guidelines.
Yeah, guidelines, I guess. I didn't remember that word when I wrote that.
Yeah, but that's actually a good idea with the guidelines.
Yes, I'm happy someone brought that up. Me and I've briefly talked about it with Mark Luck as well, who is in the chat.
Hello.
We've talked that that we kind of want to take on the town hall. But like I don't like I've talked about it that I want this season to be more community based, so I really want to do more community builds. So when I say it's me and Muckluck building it, that doesn't mean it's just us two. No one else can help. Like if anyone else wants to help with stuff like that, please do just come and Skype me or whatever, and we can see what we can do. Because the more hands that help with bigger builds are easier. And since I'm on the topic of bigger builds, I just thought to throw it in here that I am now currently, I would say, 45% done on the actual design of the new Nether Hub as well.
The new Nether Hub for the next season.
Yeah, the new Nether Hub. Once again, I've taken the liberty of deciding to build it.
Wait,
but
here's something I want to bring up since you brought up Nether Hub. I don't think we should have a Nether Hub.
I actually agree with that.
Why not?
Because we are already confined to a small map, and I think it would just
Yes. I get where you come from there. The point of the Nether Hub isn't really to be built at the start. It's something that will be built later on when the world border has reached its maximum size.
Yeah,
so
but
when
having another hub is going to encourage people to move out further.
Yeah, I know that, but when you have, because eventually the world border, as we've said, the world border is expanding. So eventually there's going to be a point where some people will want to move out and build, and that's going to help with the later stages of the server when people are moving out from the center. And that I think we missed over the point of we plan to do mini towns as well, like Cement Town, Minecraft have done. So we're gonna have like Western and stuff like that.
To bring that up, I'm going to be the opposition, or whatever the word is. I'm against that too. I don't
the
think
mini
we should.
towns.
Yeah, I don't think we should have one kind of thing confined to one space in the map.
I agree with you on that.
Well, when I heard Minecraft did that, I was
it's not more like confounding things to spaces. It's more about coming up with build ideas. It's more for aesthetics sort of thing. So like you can have a town that like people can work like. It doesn't mean like say if for example we're going to do a Western town. It doesn't mean that you cannot build a Western style building anywhere else on the server.
Well, yeah,
what it means is that there's a place where people can like collaborate together to designing something. So by saying there's a small town like somewhere else in the corner or wherever the hell it is, doesn't mean that that's the only place it's going to be built, sort of thing. With those, they're supposed to encourage building. So like the idea is that like everyone can build in that area, but it doesn't mean that you can't build like a Western building somewhere else, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't really see why we need to like bring that sort of thing up then, because you can do that anyway if you wanted to. But I mean, like a redstone town where it's just gonna be redstone stuff.
Yeah, no.
I don't like that. If you're doing a Western style town, you can have a lot of things besides
Yeah, it's more like the
within
aesthetics
the
and not
Western.
about
Yeah.
the actual functions.
Okay.
So
well,
basically,
yeah,
have a
that
modern
shouldn't even be brought
modern
up then,
tone.
because you can do that if you want.
Yeah. But back to the Nether Hub. The Nether Hub is more for later. Like, it's not like when we start the map. I don't plan to build the Nether Hub within the first like probably 6 months of the server, because by the time the Nether Hub doesn't really need to be built until around about the world borders at about 5,000. That's when you need to start thinking it, because when some people later on decide, okay, they want to start moving out, and you have someone that's living about 4,000, 5,000 blocks, they're not going to want to make that run. Like I know I'm not gonna to enjoy that run, so they will they'd like a quick journey, and that's where the Nether Hub can come in hand. And yes, I know, like, as you guys know, I build big anyway, and I plan to build big with this Nether Hub. I'm not gonna start it in the first few weeks, because there's no point. Like, if we're in 1,000 by 1,000 area, there's no point, because like if someone builds a portal, it's most likely gonna spawn in the bloody center of the hub. So it's something that's going to be started later on, which again can bring more collaborative recordings and collaborative work together.
What RipCK mentioned before is also that if you have another hub, it encourages people to move out. I actually disagree, because people are gonna move out anyways, and I'd rather have a Nether hub than like thousands of like 1 by 2 tunnels in the whole Nether.
Well, the reason behind that is yeah, they are gonna do it anyway, but they're gonna want a quick and easy way to get there to spawn, and they want a hub. And if there's a hub, then they have the mentality, oh, I can build my tunnel here and put it to this portal. Easy. But if they don't have an easy way to get to the hub and then get to the center of everything, then they're not really going to want to go out that far.
Now that I think about it, we could actually do something along those lines, that we only have like one portal the first few months or so.
Yeah.
That would stop that.
Oh yeah, you'd only have the one portal into the Nether, I guess, because like when you're in 1,000 by 1,000 area, there's not going to be that much room for portals anyway, when you think about it, because a lot of it's going to link.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of having a Nether hub, because I like the idea of finding a way to go across the land we built, because a Nether hub basically consists of you digging a hole straight through the Nether to, something at the something blocks out, and it's not very, fun or complicated. Coming up with a way to go across, the world just by yourself, I think that would be a lot cooler and a lot harder.
So
the point is,
again, that's a choice thing though. Like if you want to have a challenge and find your land by the overworld, then by all means there's nothing stopping you. The Nether hub is just for the people that don't want to do that.
So back to the original idea, is someone can I quickly? Is someone against a single portal the first like 1 or 2 months?
Yeah.
You are, Kuzak?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, 1,000 blocks are so tiny. It's like 500 in each direction.
I know, that's what I would say. That's what my argument was like. Do I really even bother? Don't worry, I'll just count my opinion as the objecting minority.
The point is, guys, what I wanted to just say is, we remember the Nether is 1/8 of the world, of the general world. So it's a quick a quick way to transport items and to transport ourselves, so to say, from one point to another. Obviously, we have horses now, but horses don't work for everyone, as they are quite laggy for people that have a bad ping.
Indeed.
And there are quite a few of us that have a bad ping on this server. So the idea is just to use it mainly as a quick travel way, but obviously that doesn't mean that we have to make it ugly and just out of stone. We can obviously make it fancy and shit, So.
And the last thing we want to do is have like a stone like the issue we had last season was the migration that we had to do. That was really hard to do. It took a long time for for practically everyone to move down from the old hub to the new one. The last thing you want to do is to have a small stone hub, and then all of a sudden later on we go, okay, we're gonna build a big hub, and people won't want to move like how we had last time.
All right. Well,
I guess that's it.
next topic. The shops. I actually brought this topic up and wrote it in here. I think shops should be as central as possible. And TMG, what do you think about like putting the shops in the town hall, or at least very close to it? Since I assume the town hall
I
is
was
its spawn.
I was actually thinking below everything.
It's gonna be really big, so it's gonna need a lot of space.
That's true.
Just
Yeah.
look at my Nether Hub shop.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to do crazy redstone contraptions in their shops, like to do automatic buying stuff.
I'd say we
Toss
just
a
have
diamond and get.
as a semi laid out plan for roads. We build the roads, surprisingly
Oh,
enough, and then you can build your house, shops, whatever, anywhere along it.
I just forgot to mention that I think shops should be in the overworld, because
Yes,
there's no
Glory,
real
Glory
reason
says
to
it,
do it in the Nether, because if you do this in the Nether hub, it's as central as like at spawn, but in spawn you
Yeah.
basically don't have any trouble with like fire or something like zombie pigments. So I think
Yeah,
it should
no,
be an
we-
overworld.
We already discussed that last time we chatted, and in my design I have at the moment, I have no plans for shops at the moment. I don't actually have room for it.
I suggested just to have like a shop road or a
Mall.
road, so we can like maybe like opposite of the town hall. So like we would have the town hall and then like a straight road, and everyone can like claim a small part and build his shop there. And like the rest of the spawn would be like organically, and we wouldn't have like plots and shit like that. But like we would have like a shop road, because usually you don't want to run like to search for the whole map to search for a shop, because usually you want to get something quick, because you buy something because you want to save time, not because you need it specifically, maybe. So it's about to save time, and if we have it all in a central spot, it also encourages trading. Because like if I know that from my shop, like if I would just sell like one thing or two things, people don't come there. But because I'm selling so many different things, it's the same idea as like as bigger IRL shops have. Like if they sell many different things, people just come for one thing but buy, I don't know, 10 different things too. And that's the idea, like that it encourages trading and encourages obviously community stuff.
Well,
and we get
when you have specialization of labor, it's going to encourage trading, and that's going to make a community.
That's
and
true.
It's probably what we need.
Yeah,
That's
but
the point.
my idea was the shop road, and I mean we obviously could just say, okay, spawn town is not going to be spawn town, it's just going to be shop town, as Minecraft did. But my idea was to have a mix between these two things, and that they would both work. And I try to find the optimal solution for that. I think that's the shop road, maybe like directly an opposite from the town hall is one possibility to solve that problem. Anyone against that, or anyone any ideas?
Nope.
So do we decide, should we maybe just already do a straw poll with town hall and opposite of, like, I don't know, we could have a small space or so, and opposite of that we would have shop road?
I'd honestly just say let everything flow naturally. No, don't have a real system for it.
Yeah, but that's the problem. We usually, like, we don't just trade because it's in a central spot or somewhere where everyone just quickly can find it. And if it's like
Well, yeah,
somewhere and you don't even know about it, you won't trade with it, right?
It's true.
Because just imagine this spawn town, we're quite a few people, and if we are gonna add more people, spawn town is going to be pretty big. And if there's going to be like in like row number 7 or so, there's Rib's shop, I don't know, never anyone would find it. That's the problem.
We can just say keep houses to this side of it, and then keep shops to this side of the town hall.
That's also a possibility, yeah.
I'm not sure it'll look very good. I don't know. I was thinking we were just gonna do something like a more organized kind of Draciano land, except with where everyone knows where the shop are, like kind of off to the side of Spawn Town.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
the thing about Jasano Land though is that I think Jasano Land really should be for like mini games and game designs, not really shops.
Yeah,
don't
but
know
I
if
mean,
everyone
like,
else
kind
feels
of
that way.
like Draciano Land, but separate. You know, like an actual shopping area that isn't like in the middle of Spawn Town.
Like a separate district.
Yeah, like let's say we have Spawn. Can I paint or do anything in here in the?
Wait,
Uh,
well,
Like what you could do is that you like I don't know, like I know I brought up before about like district or something, like you could have shops in
Yeah,
the
like
corner of
around
the
Spawn.
well,
town
like,
and-
I don't know if any
Like
of
a
you have ever been
suburb.
to outlet malls, but they're not usually right by everything. You have to go a little bit of ways out.
Yeah, so
That's
you could put,
IRL
like,
to get to it.
because
Yeah,
stuff,
IRL.
yeah,
So
but
you-
that's
We can set it
because
up like
of
that.
logistics and because land and because a mall is gigantic and
Exactly. So we
and to
just
pay for it, it's you can't make it in the middle of a town, so to say.
exactly.
I-
so we can
But
just do
we
it like
have
that.
the possibility to
Nah.
decide that.
Killer,
from
I
the
don't
beginning
like that.
on.
I don't like the idea of being the shops directly in Spawn either. I think they should be kind of out of Spawn, at least like on the
Exactly.
side of it.
We need to move them out a
Have we
little bit
considered
away
the
so there's
lag?
space for it to
Be-
expand.
because if we would do the all the shops at Spawn, we would need to follow a system again, and then we would need plots again, which is I think they should be just outside, and everybody should do their own thing for the shop, as big or small as they want, but not directly in Spawn. I mean, it's 1,000 by 1,000. It's not like it's unreachable or anything.
I think that we're not going to be building shops right away, anyways. So I think
Yeah.
that
We
once
can bring it up in the
everything's once everything's like well settled, where all the community builds are done, we can see where we can put the actual shops and where we can put Jasano Land.
But I'm afraid that it's going to be the same thing as what happened last time.
What happened
Like
last
with this
time? You have a super huge ass fucking shop in your nether hub.
Yeah, but I'm the only one really. So
No, other people just like other people
No, I
have
mean-
shops too.
no, I fully understand that we have a central spot and stuff like that, but I mean stuff like Jasano Land. Initially, we wanted to make the shops there, but they were kind of like a bit farther away and not that reachable as Spawn Town.
Reachable? It's like 50 or 100 blocks. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
have any
people
problems
didn't
reaching.
go there, right?
Yeah, because there
Not
wasn't
even
shit
for
there.
death games.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like when you look at the actual shops that were built there wasn't actually that many. So I think that's probably the attraction where like no one actually went there was because
Yeah.
there wasn't really much
People-
there to
people
begin
don't-
with.
People don't play King of the Ladder like every day. It's
Good.
I think the main problem with shops is that no one really buys anything. They usually just go out and get it on their own.
Yeah. And they're gonna cause lag in spawn, so if we do redstone
I wouldn't do them directly in Spawn. Yeah, like
Yeah.
on the side of it.
Outside spawn chunks, maybe.
Not directly outside of Spawn chunks.
Well, that's not that
Because-
much area. That's
It's quite a bit, actually.
160 blocks radius.
It's quite a bit
mean-
actually.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent amount, but it's not extremely far.
So maybe we should kinda, when we make the seed hunt, I guess we should just also think about that. Or maybe when we start the map, should we like also already like make a specific spot for that, or what do you think, guys?
I'd say don't plan too much. Let's just
Let's just
play
leave this
and
for the
let it
next meeting
happen.
or something.
I'm personally for the let it happen thing.
I vote we move on because we're getting nowhere.
we could just hold a straw poll. Cody.
Yeah,
Should we vote
Max
if we
is
do a vote on it?
Yeah.
Straw poll, please.
Who wants to vote on this
Maxus,
topic?
we need a straw
I
poll.
think Max is
Yeah, I'm making it
Maxus,
right
you're
now.
the
Yeah, Max
official
is the
straw
straw
poll
poll
guy
master.
now.
Mr. Straw poll, will you please make one?
Hurry up, man! Hurry up! Hurry up!
You have 5 seconds. 5,
4,
4,
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Okay, well,
Don't
now
I
you're
made
off the
it.
phone that
server.
off.
Congrats.
There.
Where?
Too late.
Announcement.
Damn, he was quick.
You're off the server.
Shop district. outside town. Vote. Click. 5,
Yeah,
1.
I was for the people that aren't in this meeting, they might not understand the straw poll because it's sort of vague. Like
Yeah,
inside town,
Yeah.
outside town. What does that mean to someone that hasn't been? In
I mean,
this
I'm
meeting?
I'm
Well,
recording
it
the
means
meeting right
it's
now.
inside of town or it's outside of town.
Maybe if I had more than
Oh.
5 seconds to write it, you know, I could bid more.
I'm recording the whole meeting, so I will provide a recording for them if they want to
Alright.
to do that. Don't say penis, penis.
Vagina.
Alright, well,
Which,
I have about like 20 minutes, so can we move on?
yeah. Yeah, sponsor theme, no.
Oh, can I talk?
For
Yeah,
important
talk.
announcements. What?
Oh, Muckluck's woken up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Spawn Town theme. The only thing I have to say is, could we
Yes.
make an effort to do different sized buildings? Because
Yeah.
this spawn is kind of a bit flat. So, you know,
Yeah, that-
tall ones and short
good idea.
ones and whatever.
I'm for it. Anybody against
Sure.
it?
Whatever.
We should
No.
try and reduce the change of the terrain when we do start the spawn town. Don't just completely flatten it out, so then we
Yeah.
can have higher and shorter buildings.
Alright. So, are we moving on to number 3, actually?
Yeah.
It's happening. Oh
Okay,
my
give me a second then. Give me different size buildings and don't make
You have
everything.
you have 5 seconds.
Let me make it fat. And 12. Okay, there we go.
You forgot the apostrophe and don't.
I don't care. So
Okay. fine. Okay, number 3.
Yeah, new system for important announcements. So as mentioned before, if you do something in Skype, it gets really drawn out. I mean, during this meeting, we have like 30 messages in this meeting, and if somebody's gone like a whole week or so, have fun catching up. And well, there's the subreddit for that. But first of all, there is also some drowning out because of everybody's posting episodes. Nothing against that, but it's just first it's public, and second it's also drowning out. So my
Well, what does it matter if it's public? It's not like people actively watch
That's true.
the JFS and like are.
it's
caught
still
up in what's
public. Just
happening
because
that
people
aren't-
don't do it, or because you don't know about it, it doesn't mean it's
Well,
not.
no, it's just like, what does it matter that the public knows that we might have a world border?
No, like
Oh,
for the problem I had
for
with
IPs or so.
UHC, the IP for this monthless with TeamSpeak is
Yeah.
actually on there, and there isn't a password to this, so anybody can just join. Also, the IP for your server, or was it Connect server, was also on there. I know it's whitelisted, but you know, people trying to join gets DDoS or whatever.
It's just for stuff that doesn't belong into the public, not because it's like super secret stuff, but just because of just because you don't do it.
I think the easiest idea was just make a private subreddit. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
That would work.
I suggest that we do an official Twitter, not for
The
like
problem-
private things to discuss, but we do.
I can understand.
Maybe that's where people's episodes are going to be posted, and we do things that we're okay with the public seeing.
I understand that with the official Twitter is a good idea, but it's just not for real announcements. Maybe for, hey, there's a new announcement, check your blah blah blah, but not for actual announcements. It's just for
But yeah,
like notifications.
it could be pretty useful though.
Mhm.
For big things.
My idea was to have like an own separate website just for that I like a website, and it's password protected. Like we all have one password. That's what Chris said. You can ask him about that, and basically just have our own separate protected area on the server, like on a website, where you have important announcements that really need to be like IPs that just don't belong to the public. Fruit suggestion was emails, but
I don't like that.
Yeah, personally,
No, I don't think anyone's gonna check it and see it enough for it to matter.
well,
I get email to my phone, and I'm like,
I do too,
but
but I
not
get,
everybody
yeah.
does.
I get 30+ emails a day.
I get like 100 emails a day and check them every
Yeah,
time, but
exactly.
it doesn't mean that everybody does it. And I think not everybody is willing to give out emails. If they don't have like YouTube, they would need to give out either a private email or they would need to make a separate email for that. And I think a website or so is just easier for that.
Maybe a Google Doc, and every week all the announcements are collected and put on a Google Doc so if
And
someone's
where do we
gone,
link the
they can
Google
catch
Doc?
up.
Because this is
You
a very
you share it with everyone.
how?
I don't know.
There we go. Yeah, the
Figure it out.
subnets.
Oh, everyone has your email and they can go check. I don't know. You're the bad Badrian.
Batman. So basically, what do you guys think? What do you think about the website idea?
Like it.
Sounds good.
Does that mean we get members only jackets?
I want a hat. Can I get a hat?
No.
Yeah, I'd rather
So
have a hat.
Yeah.
basically, is anyone like preferring the emails over like a website?
Emails are gross. We should just
Yeah.
use a website.
Yeah, I think
Because then we
website's
can
fine.
go
Good.
there on our own will if we want to go see it.
Website 12 fat done.
All right.
Okay. Well, the Twitter stuff will happen probably anyways, just because
I can do that and give you.
I basically have the domain. I'm currently moving our domain over from my current domain hoster to GoDaddy, I think it was, because my domain is shit. So I'm just moving it over, and after I got like the official domain, like I don't know, admin@jasonadventure.com, I'll do that. Just because official domain is better. Stop it. Also donations, because we have the new hoster, we got like a new feature to basically donate to the server directly. Before we had the donation site directly on our server with PayPal, but if you use the link from Creeper Host, you can directly donate to the server, and the money can only be spent on the server if you prefer that or anything. Just mention it that we have that.
How much is the server per month?
Like $132.
Oh, okay.
Good word.
It's currently paid. Our stuff. Cusack, you want to mention that?
Wait, what?
Your point.
Oh, the community builds? Well, that's kind of a lot of people's suggestions, so maybe we should let people who are more passionate about it. I know Mary was quite interested in community builds, so I passed that to him if you'd like.
Okay, read your thing for a second. Okay, oh yeah, community builds. So, yeah, like as I mentioned before, like I want to try and keep it more community based, and I think the shops are obviously a great idea to keep the community builds. You know, if we have collaborative shops and the sort of stuff like that. The hub and the town hall, good community stuff. But then, as I talked about before, the other like towns and stuff. That's a way of, you know, for either people that don't record, like they can obviously build there as well, but for people that do record as well, like I know I'm being a bit selective here, but you know, it allows for us to have more interaction with each other, more community-based builds, which could be interesting and good content. So the plan is I'd like to have other towns, so I don't know, like if we haven't really decided a shop, so I won't really talk about that. But like, you know, we could have a like, you know, as I said before, like a Western style themed town. We could have, you know, maybe like a farm town or something like that. But then again, you're kind of restricting where farms are. But then again, you could say that's not where all the farms can be. You can have your own personal farm. It's more for building ideas and collaboration. So yeah, the idea is just to have more little projects here and there, and I'll try and plan a couple of them, I guess.
Also, one thing we were talking about is we had quite a few problems, like on the last server, with all these iron trenches and all these laggy farms, and to make them at some point, like to dedicate it to like that's Lag City, so to say, and like all these farms, like all these AFK farms, like the Iron Trench and all these super farms are going to be there.
Yeah, like
so
an
we
FK
can-
area.
Yeah. So that to reduce the lag for everyone else, because it's just a centralized spot, and also we don't have stuff like built 10 times, which is completely useless.
And if someone AFKs in that area, he's basically gonna load everything. So there's no need for like 3 people to AFK at different areas.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Basically, just have a single area dedicated to stuff that could cause a bit of lag.
Probably have to base that around witch hut area.
I don't. Has anyone?
Please,
Does
no witch
anyone
farm.
want to dig a witch hole again? I do.
Oh man.
But
Sure,
you
I
could
will.
you could do a witch hut, but you
You
might
and
not
your
want to dig
German
it. You could
Yeah,
just
yeah, of
flood
course.
it this time.
Yeah, flood it and light everything out.
That's a
No,
much
I wanna
easier
dig
way.
it.
Yeah.
I want to dig it.
Or have fun.
Stone picks only.
Also,
yeah.
back to my idea, like right at the beginning, I think every building at spawn should have like a purpose. Not just like build a dirt hut or a clay penis that is shooting out snowballs.
Oh, trust me, Adrian, it's got a purpose.
Yeah, but basically just to have like something like you just have a furnace area or yeah, you know, just don't build your
What
dirt
does
hut
that
everywhere.
sound, biggest?
Someone's washing dishes in the background.
I think it's biggest.
It's me? Oh crap, I touched the mic. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are you
Um,
washing your mic?
Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
aren't you doing
So
that too?
next
I would-
topic,
I would-
guys.
yeah,
Next topic.
okay.
Ripsy has a very serious
Yeah.
topic, and
Alright,
we really
well,
need
the-
to talk
well,
about
well,
this
the,
because
well, the other day, in fact, yesterday, in fact, on the 23rd of August, the biggest killer said on Twitter, "I was not welcome at this meeting because I'm a bunny," and I want to bring up discrimination on the server. That I'm not cool with it.
Don't worry, biggest, I'll take care of him.
And,
I'm
and,
the
I
bunny
think, and I
killer.
think we should kick the biggest killer off the server.
Killer, do you have
because-
any statements for that? Because this is a very serious topic, and yeah, it's just not okay in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
thought
a
we-
fake bunny. He doesn't know what real bunnies do, and as we saw in the Max latest
it's
video,
2014.
my
I thought
bunnies-
we could be past this sort of discrimination.
Okay, I
Or-
think there's only
I
one
thought
solution.
maybe.
We all know that bunnies shit small balls. You need to take a picture of your shit, so this topic is off table.
Couldn't you
I,
easily
I,
just
I,
take
I, I have
a
some
picture of bunny
pre-made for
shit?
occasions like this, so.
Not
I'll give
pre-made,
those to
not
you,
pre-made.
Adrian.
We want like a live webcam.
Oh, I can do that later for you.
One
Adrian.
Okay,
live
all
pic.
right. We do that
but
later.
please 24/7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we figured it out. We will do it later.
Okay.
Then Red's topic discussing.
I say we pass that until she's here for the next meeting because she's obviously got something to say about it.
Yeah, but I also want to quickly talk about it. This topic is on the table since like over a year. We have lots of inactive members on the whitelist, and in my opinion, it's not a real reason to clean a whitelist because some people might be gone like for 2 months for vacation or just they don't have don't want to play Minecraft at the moment, and maybe they will pick up later again. So just
Yeah.
this is not a real reason for me to delete inactive members because
What about long time inactive members?
My brother, he played on the server the first map. Second map, he didn't play at all on this map, and he's
I
coming
say
back
if they're
in a
gone
week.
for. Oh.
Okay, guys, I have an idea. What about we say we're gonna delete inactive members, but we do it like a month or so after after we have the new map, because then
Yeah.
really if all these people that have been inactive like for like a 3/4 of a year or even more, I don't know, like that haven't been playing like since the first map.
Yeah.
Everyone, if they don't come back, then I guess they are really not anymore into this community, and
I think we should get contact with them massively.
I think we can.
I mean, does it really matter that we don't? We have people
Personally,
on our whitelist that
I don't
aren't
care,
active?
but I can also understand where
Like the way you see it, I think I mentioned this to you. I remember heard you talking about this before, Adrian. Like, since like the servers changed so much, we're no longer the same IP or domain name. So all the older members that are there, they actually can't even access the server anyway because they don't actually have the IP.
Well,
So
we
removing
had
some of the older members.
we had some
wouldn't
people
actually be a
asking us on
problem.
our subreddit actually.
Well,
Like,
then that's what you can do is that you can make another separate whitelist that you have all the inactive players' names on, so you still keep them as an archive. Then you just remove them, and then when you see that person re-contact us from whatever social media they use, then you just give them the IP and you re-add them to the whitelist.
I
Yeah,
think
if they come back and just re-add them.
yeah, I think what we
Yeah.
could do is
Then it makes
basically
your thing more cleaner.
we could basically check who logged on the second season of the map, so basically this current season, and basically everybody who didn't logged on this season, we can kind of like write off or just move to the side basically.
How much of our whitelist is actually inactive?
Again,
More than
sorry?
50.
Can we check that?
Can you repeat it again?
How much of our whitelist is actually inactive? Because I know we have over 100 people on it.
Probably like 150 people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Adrian added all the Mindcrackers to it,
No.
so remember that.
No,
Didn't?
no, they are cleaned out.
Oh, really? Okay.
We have a lot of like inactive players.
Yeah, so we just get rid of all of them. And
Yeah. Then. Okay, this is
the
done.
only thing, like one thing that could happen, I guess, is that they just troll log in at one point and yeah, do shit on our map, but that shouldn't be a problem either, as we have backups, right, Adrian?
Sorry, I don't listen to you currently.
I'm Adrian, and yes,
Penis.
You're Adrian.
he agreed with you. Okay, well, on to Muckluck's thing.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
I wanted to discuss semis. No, wait, no. We're talking about communities a lot, and rebuilding the community, and we all have a lot of fun when we come together and do UHC. And it seems that whenever things like the building game or Calamity or whatever are set up, it's always sort of spur of the moment, and it's like who's around at that time. So time zones and stuff kind of screw that up. So if there was like a sort of scheduled day and time where people could actively try and attend it, then I think we could do more group events.
Yeah, we kind of had something like that a few months ago with like Calamity and stuff, but it's just suddenly stopped or so. So I think we should bring this back definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could have maybe like 2 or 3 times that vary, so like it's really easy on one time. Like for example, for me it's like 2:30 a.m. at the moment.
Yeah,
on
for me
Monday.
too.
That's not like that's usually not the time when I decide like, hey, let's play Calamity. So we could like have like maybe 2 or 3 times, like for Europeans and for American Canadians. So that change like every week maybe, but like have a maybe set date, like maybe every Saturday or so.
The same thing will happen for the meeting as well. Like currently, not everybody is here, as you all know, and yeah, we just try to vary it so more people can attend it. Sometimes people can attend it, some not. So we just vary that too.
Yeah, that sounds
But I like the idea of the PvP events. Anybody against PvP events?
We need a cool name for it.
She's on the PvP server.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
What about actually? I just had this idea. We do this
Adrian,
with
PvP server?
with non-JFS members. So I don't know. Maybe we can set it out through the official Twitter
Like
then or
you?
so. No, I guess just like if people just want to play with us, I don't know. That shouldn't be a problem, right?
Who wants to
I
play
mean,
with us?
Probably no one, but
The people
I mean,
who
they're
won that
also-
contest?
Only if it's consensual.
Yeah, now that you brought that up, Fruit, shouldn't we talk about when we should do a date for this PvP event that those people won to be in?
I have no clue at all.
Personally, I
get-
think that the
I mean,
fact
it's
that we've
like-
let them wait
I-
so long, I reckon they should just get added to the server when we join as like a compensation sort of thing.
I sent Jeff a message asking for the names of the people. He said, well, I said Jeff, and then he said yes, and then I asked for the names, and he didn't respond.
Biznam, why do you always just say their name to them? Why don't you ask the question so we can
Yes.
respond?
Why do you ask?
Oh,
Just ask the question. It's like, hey, can I ask you a question?
No.
That's the same thing.
I guess he has to understand and learn first how to talk
Well,
to other
it's not like
people.
you would have. It's not like you would have responded anyways, because I.
What? He
said
responded
Jeff.
yes to you.
No, I said Jeff, and then he responded a day later.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I sent him a message
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Good morning.
Sorry.
I sent him a message on Friday and I still didn't get a response. Sometimes he's
fine.
just gone.
It's just that he's too busy.
Sometimes he doesn't sit in front of the computer like all of us.
I'm not
Wait,
complaining
people
that he
actually
didn't
spend time away from the
respond.
computer?
Didn't say that.
So basically, just because he doesn't respond, it doesn't mean he hates you.
Okay, I'm not complaining that he's not responding.
Oh my
I'm
god,
saying
stop
I
complaining
tried-
that he doesn't respond.
I tried to ask him, and he has not responded.
Well, I'm gonna
Then
ask
wait.
him. I'm gonna ask him about that too.
In the video?
No,
No, he didn't.
but I'm gonna ask him about that too.
And it's not like the PvP event was the thing that they won. They won a Steam game.
Well, it's not really much of a prize to play PvP with us anyways. We're just a bunch of people that really have no importance to them.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
Last-
Well, I mean,
last
it's not like
point.
they have access to a server to play Calamity on, so I guess that's...
Should we move to the last point? Okay, last point. New members. We basically want to contact Jeff about a contest to add new members. And yeah. Any ideas for contest? Because we kind of want people that are like make videos and who enjoy it and who are not jerks and maybe are not like 10-year-old kids. So does anyone
So
have...
the
Yeah.
Wait,
you
what
be-
did they do to win this contest?
I have no clue. I don't even know about this contest anymore. Just bring it up.
Was it something about making it intro or something? I
He
don't
said
know.
to just do anything.
Oh yeah, it was a fan art thing or something. Send
No,
it on
no,
Twitter or
no, no.
something
The
like
fan art thing. We had this like over a year ago in the old map, the first map.
You mean that's how Mary? Do you mean the one that like Mary?
I think he did. Mary?
Yeah, no, I did a UHC video.
Yeah, that was for the
where,
contest
I
of.
compiled.
That was for the
Yeah,
fan
but
art
that was contest.
stuff.
So basically, the idea was we make a contest. We thinking out like 10 people or so that are able to like join our community, and the idea is more and more people from our server are doing videos, like Red, for example, and Letho, I think he's kind of new to it, but more and more people get into it, and I heard from a lot of people, hey, I want to do videos with the new start of the new season. So, same for me, by the way. So, the idea is,
That's
so
forever.
the trend goes to more and more people do videos. So we want to obviously also people that do videos and to add to the server. And obviously, when we have a video contest for something, we are able, we can we have like, we can, first of all, we see that these people actually really want on our server. They had an effort to make something.
They love Jeff.
So it's what?
They love Jeff.
They love Jeff, obviously. So, and they know about Jeff, for example, at least. So that's the thing. And
What is Minecraft?
that's the idea why we want to do a video contest. I don't know how we are going to do it or what it's going to be about, but the idea is it's going to be mainly a video contest to allow people to join.
Why don't we
And
have a
obviously,
3-part contest where one of them is video editing, maybe another one is like fan art, and then a third part which is
we
something
had
else.
that kind of,
Yeah. Well,
and those people who joined basically never joined again.
yeah, that's sad, kind of.
Like,
Yeah. And I think also what the problem of the last contest, or no, it wasn't the problem, but we should this time say this is just only to join the server, not like, hey, you can also win a Steam game, some Steam game or something like that. So people just don't do it for the funds to win the game, but actually people who want to be on the server.
yeah, so I'd prefer like a video contest, so people, basically we get people who also make videos, and for example have a mic, for example, because there are few people out there who don't have a mic, and just like still want to do it.
Oh.
So anybody has some suggestions for ideas for that?
This word is terrible.
Yeah, it's
apparently it's anti-German because we both can't say it.
For the Germans, it's the worst. Yeah.
So, any ideas, anyone? Please, now.
Speak.
Like now.
Don't scratch
I
yourself,
have a guess
just speak.
I have a guess it's just more in Jeff's hand, I guess, really. Like, we just can run it by him, but it's more up for him how he decides how he wants to approach it.
Well, originally, or the last
Like, we
contest
can
it
give
was
him a few
basically
suggestions, but-
the last contest. It was basically we passed him the contest, and he just released the video.
Can I be honest?
That's
are
how
we
it was
actually really
last time. So
still in server for JSano? Are we?
Could you repeat that? I haven't
Are we
understood.
still really a JSano fan server, considering he really doesn't interact with us other than giving us new players? I mean, he occasionally does. He does play Calamity and such.
Well, we are still
Well, we're still fans
JSano
of
fans.
Yeah, we're all fans of
And that's the
JSano.
main point about it. I mean, sure, it's sad that he doesn't play with us, but that guy is saving the world the whole day. So
yeah,
fucking hell, do that, please. I don't care if you don't play a game with us. Rather save a few people.
yeah. Like I hear people like actually complaining that he doesn't play, but that guy has so much to do. Like seriously. So yeah, he has like his normal job. He works night and day for like 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day.
Biggest.
Huh?
Yes.
You're rushing your mic again, I think.
Oh, really?
Okay, so basically, do we have everything covered, or does someone have something to add, or have any ideas for this specific point?
all right.
What
So
if people who make videos, like if we can get approval to add people, like people who make videos currently on the server could like hold their own little contest to add a person or two each, instead of doing one giant thing.
So now my
But
one
the
viewer
problem with-
gets a guaranteed chance to get on.
But all my subscribers are already on the server.
I think part of the problem is then people like someone, and that the person who get added is maybe afraid of like interacting with anybody else but this one person.
Also, guys, remember this is a JSano fan server contest. This is not an Adrian contest. This
Why?
is not a. Because you're a dick.
Who cares?
No, I'm kidding, but I think this is still a JSano fan server contest, so people should get on the server because they're JSano fans and watch JSano's videos and channel. So
like the best thing you can do, like back to the whole, like we can post a video, like we could post a video directing them to Jeff's video.
Yeah,
that's
that would
probably
also
that's probably the best thing that you could do.
yeah, sounds good.
Good idea.
So now that we have everyone here, maybe we should do like a PvP thing.
Wait, we haven't discussed that fully yet. The part with adding people, because
Well,
we should,
how do we
should
want to
really
do
have
it?
an idea.
Do we have
I
like,
think it's just a video
a
contest.
general idea?
A video
But
contest.
do we have a general idea, or do we just want to give it to Jeff and just say, just come up with something? Because that seems like not the right thing to do.
Well, my idea would be like maybe like do another funny or something like that video about
Creative.
Jeff.
Just
like,
creative. It doesn't have to be
yeah, just
fun.
be
in my
creative.
opinion.
And another would be, for example, make a UHC video about like the best moments of Jeff in UHC. Another, I don't know, just I don't know, just make something stupid about Jeff, or I don't know. I think mainly the point, it should be kind of about Jeff, or about our community, obviously, like the JSN fan server, but it should be mainly about Jeff.
I think it should be definitely a VD contest though. Like,
yeah,
no drawings. I mean, fan art for the server. We did a contest about that, and we got our logo through that. But we had a lot of people who just like did shit, like literally. They made a room with Jeff full
Literally
of like
made shit?
yes, like fans.
Like, not figuratively, like literally.
Yeah, they shitted on their screens.
That's awful, and I kind of want a photo of that.
Okay, so
Instagram it. But yeah, I'd say we do a video contest for the thing, and it should be creative and Jeff related.
Yeah, that, and Jeff will make a video about it and tell him to post on our subreddit or something, and we vote on the best one, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would also be
Yeah.
useful because then we could spy on their channel and see if they're like consistent or whether they just, stop doing stuff all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like
things
me?
like that. Well, I wasn't
It
gonna
would be
say
cool.
anything.
It would be cool if we would be able at least like to kind of decide,
Yeah.
like on what's going on, and
if you
but
like the
also
people.
I think actually, even like if it would be like their very first video that this specific person did, it's fine actually. Don't think we should like specifically spy on their channel and look what they are doing and if they're consistent, if doing their many videos, because many of us are also kind of just starting to make videos, and if the video is good that they have done,
Well,
I think that should be kind of
if they
good
are
enough.
if they are Call of Duty Rage Kitties, I
Okay,
don't
okay,
don't
that's
want to
nice.
sort them out. So
Rage kitties?
yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna fuck your mom. Stuff like that.
I already did, man.
Well, should this contest be random, or should we like pick winners, or
Yeah,
should we
I
just
think
like
we
do a
should
random
Pick
selection?
winners.
I think we should pick
winners,
winners.
definitely. Because I mean, who did the most who had the most effort and who did the coolest thing should also have the first place, so to say. And maybe if a few people maybe have I don't know, any Steam games or actually no, we had discussed that.
I have like 5 Terrarias.
Yeah. Hey, I have one
I
Terraria,
could
by the way.
I could provide some games for
Oh.
that could be one.
Like we could maybe
Mhm.
maybe the first 3 or so get games. But actually no, wait. Actually, I think that's what I said before. That could be a bad idea because people would do it for the games and not to be actually on the fan server. Because I mean, people who are not on who don't even want to be on the fan server, they shouldn't. Yeah, they should have a motivation to actually submit something.
Wasn't there like 1 or 2 people from the contest that Mary and Muckluck won that didn't become active?
Yeah,
quite a
like
few, actually.
Amy or so, or Annie.
Annie, I remember her, and a few others are not active anymore. So
It's
There's
just
that
one. It was just
one
2 people. I
Guido
think.
guy.
Yeah, that's him. That Guido.
Yeah.
Never
Oh,
played.
didn't he make the logo?
Yeah, he made
Yeah,
the
I think
logo.
so.
Fucking genius. The logo is fucking good. Like seriously.
Mm-hmm.
What did you just say?
The logo is fucking good.
Hmm.
She has an
Oh.
offensive
Well,
logo.
that's good to hear about it, but not sure how that relates to this conversation.
Didn't
Maybe
you
we should put a
listen?
vote.
Oh my god, didn't you listen?
Make a straw poll on whether or not that logo is fucking genius.
Maxis?
On it.
I'm sure Scott will probably say no.
No, like seriously, don't do it.
Wait, logo as in LOGO?
Just stop.
No, Lego.
Basic.
Yeah, please Lego.
Yeah, Lego.
The,
Is Lego
JF
good?
the new JFS Lego.
But
That would be
does
cool.
does anyone have something to add to the meeting?
So PvP event? Maybe?
GG, man. Yeah, sure, why not? Calamity?
I mean, we haven't done one in a long time. And we've never had, like, this many people together.
Is the
in
meeting
a
over?
while.
For it.
Meeting over? Meeting over. Well,
Yeah, meeting over.
Meeting
okay.
adjourned!
I want to say
Meeting
thanks.
is
Okay,
officially
thanks.
over.
Yeah, seriously, thanks for coming. Thanks for staying serious.